I didn't have a lot of people in my life to teach me. Child, the things that I was doing in my head because I just didn't know. What's up, guys? Hey, family. My name is Samantha Grimes, and you're watching Samantha Grimes TV, a place dedicated to the total woman. All right, family, I know it's a little bit different. I'm not in my office today. I am filming in my home. And I welcome you on in. But do me a favor, before we get into this video, before we get into this amazing topic that we're gonna get into today, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button below. And if you've already done that, then hit the notification bell so that you don't miss an upload. All right, family, so today's conversation is a little bit different. I want to talk to you about one of my favorite topics, which is natural hair. Y'all, if you follow me on my personal Instagram or you just know me personally, you know how I feel about natural hair, okay? It is serious. I love talking about it. I love learning about it. And I love sharing what I've learned about it. I want to give a disclaimer, like, hey, I'm going to be talking about natural black hair, natural black curly hair, okay? If you're not African American, do not feel the pressure to log off this video. You never know what you'll need in your lifetime. You know what I'm saying? You might learn a little something, you know? You don't have to log off, okay? But I just want to give a disclaimer that that's what I'm going to be talking about today. When I decided to do this video, I was a little challenged in my mind because if I'm honest with you guys, a conversation about natural hair can go on for a very, very long time. One, because we have so much more information now than what we had once upon a time. And people are still discovering things, like as of yesterday, like as of last month, like as of last year, still discovering new and innovative ways to care for black hair. Discovering ingredients and products and things that just do not work for us. You know what I mean? The natural hair care movement is a powerful force at this point. And so trying to minimize all of that information into a one-on-one, it was very obvious when I was putting this video together. Girl, you're gonna have to do make this a series or have future videos because man, like there's a lot of information, but I don't want to say that to overwhelm you, okay? Because today we're gonna start off. This video is for the naturalista who just decided maybe 6 months ago to do a big chop, or just decided recently, or you're just thinking about going natural and taking your natural hair a little bit more seriously. I want to give you a foundation to start on. I know for me, I did not start strong, okay? When I went natural, it wasn't a lot of information around originally. I didn't have a lot of people in my life to teach me. Child, the things that I was doing in my head because I just didn't know. The products that I regret using because I just didn't know. It was a learning curve, you know what I mean? I didn't even know of many hairstylists that majored in natural hair. But I ended up going back to wigs and weaves and just covering my hair all the time, just out of an insecurity of just not knowing how to do my hair. And so the Holy Spirit really challenged me later in my life to really take my hair seriously, and loving myself is also loving the hair He gave me. And that's a whole nother conversation that we could go into, but we're not gonna talk about that today. But today I wanna talk to you about natural hair. This is Natural Hair 101. All right, family. So first things first, we have to cover tools. Now, like I said, this is not an exhaustive list of everything you may possibly need to do your natural hair. Okay, this is a starter video, so I'm giving you a starter list. If you want to get serious about your natural hair tomorrow, okay, these are the things that you need to go out to the store and get. And number one is a spray bottle. You can get any kind of spray bottle. It does not have to be fancy. I personally love a mister. You can get a mister from Sally's Beauty, and it's like the water comes out like in a mist versus just a spray. And for me, the mister works wonders. But if you ain't got it like that, girl, get you a good old fashioned spray bottle from a dollar store and it will work. A wide tooth comb, I do not recommend detangling your hair with a tiny comb. That is very, very painful, okay? I always recommend a wide tooth comb for that process. A heat cap of some kind. Now, I can leave a link in the description box to how you can possibly get a heat cap, the ones that you can warm up in the microwave. But girl, if you ain't got that, you can be old school and take a plastic bag, cut a hole in it, and put your blow dryer in there, okay? Or if you have money like that, you know, going on Amazon and purchasing a steamer. And for your actual products, all you really need to start off is shampoo, a conditioner, a deep conditioner, because like I said, you're going to see my take on deep conditioning from the rest of this video. A deep conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, and a styler of some kind. Now, as you progress, you may have multiple stylers, multiple things, but that's going to come over time as you learn your hair. All right, family. So I'm about to give you 2 majors, okay, in our natural hair care journey. I believe that these 2 concepts will carry you throughout your natural hair care journey, okay? And that's your hair porosity and that's your hair type. Now, many people have different perspectives and views on this. And listen, I absolutely honor and respect other people's views, okay? But I have to tell you from my own personal experience that your hair porosity will always be more important than any other information you can learn about your hair. Because your hair porosity tells you how your hair retains moisture. It tells you how your hair receives, maintains, and retains moisture, okay? And if you don't know your moisture, you don't know what products to buy, you don't know what works for you. Like, as Black women, women of color, it's all a moisture game. Okay, we're trying to maintain our moisture in the winter months one way and maintain our moisture in the summer months and the spring months another way, okay? So it is so very important that you understand your hair porosity. All right, hair porosity is broken down into 3 levels. There's low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity, okay? Low porosity literally just means that your hair shaft is so tightly closed or lays so flat, it's very difficult for products to get into your hair. And so it seems like products just sit on top of your head, okay? Like we all get product buildup at some point, but your product builds on another level, okay? It's like your hair ain't even been it hasn't even been 2 days or 3 days from wash day, and your products are already building up on your hair. When you wash your hair, you can see the water beads on your hair because it's on top of it. It's not actually getting in there. It takes you a really, really long time for your hair to dry because you probably have low porosity hair. Okay, and so low porosity hair has to do things like indirect heat. Now, indirect heat does not mean a flat iron or curling iron or anything like that, okay? Indirect heat just literally means that you have to use a little bit of heat to open up your hair shaft. That may mean warm water when you refresh your hair with your spray bottle, or a steamer. I have a steamer personally, or a heat cap, things like that. Like, you can't just deep condition and just put it on your hair and walk around the house. Like, you gotta have a heat cap. You gotta warm that bad boy up, okay? You need a little bit of heat to get the product in your hair. The thing is, if it's not really in your hair, you can't tell what works and what doesn't work. You can't. You can't just do your hair however you feel like doing your hair and actually see results. You have to do your hair. Like the whole point of the hair care movement is that it's going to require you to become a little bit educated. You got to become educated, not about everybody else's hair, not about all hair all across the world. It's about learning your individual hair, okay? Okay, so there's also medium porosity and high porosity, okay? So medium porosity just means that your hair is fairly healthy, okay? Moisture gets in the way that it should and it gets out the way that it should. And then there's high porosity. High porosity hair just means that your hair, people do consider it a little damaged, but you ain't gotta feel no way about that because all of our hair has been through things that it should not have been. But high porosity hair just means that your cuticle looks like this. It's wide open, okay? That means your hair retains moisture wonderfully, but it drinks it. It inhales it. It's like a vacuum cleaner. It just sucks all of the moisture, and so your hair dries too fast. It seems difficult for your hair to stay and hold its moisture because your hair is drinking it up, because it's like it comes in easy and it gets out easy all at the same time. And so when you have high porosity hair, I always recommend things like protein treatments. There is a thing called being protein sensitive, but high porosity hair, no, your hair loves it. Your hair loves the protein, okay, versus maybe a low porosity person who they have to be a little bit more careful with protein because they have a stronger likelihood of being protein sensitive. That's another conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this video foundational, so we may get into protein in another video, okay? But yes, those are the 3 levels of porosity. Easy way to find out: take a cup of water, put room temperature water in it. I always recommend room temperature and not hot because that's heat. And so however your hair responds to heat, that's what's gonna happen. So we want it to be as balanced as possible. So take some room temperature water, take a strand of your hair, put it in a cup, okay? Let it sit about 7 or 8 minutes and come back. If the strand of hair sinks to the bottom, there's a chance that you have high porosity hair. If your hair kind of floats in the middle, it stays good, there's a chance you have medium porosity hair. And if your hair kind of stays on the surface, it doesn't really float very low, it kind of just right underneath the water, you probably have low porosity hair. Another thing is your hair type. Now, many people know their hair type, but don't know their hair porosity. But your hair type is basically a scale that someone created. I don't know who created it, but a scale that kind of has from very, very straight hair to very Shirley Temple coiled hair, to wavy hair, to very kinky, very tight curled hair at the end. And it's broken down into sections. I can try to find it and put it in the description box for you. But looking at that scale, it pretty much tells you what your hair type is. So the goal is you're supposed to look at it, okay, and classify yourself. Classify your hair and say, okay, I think I'm about 3C, 4A, 2B, whatever you believe that you are. Now, the thing with that I gotta be honest with you about is that knowing it is good. It does not hurt, especially because there are certain products that are dedicated to 4C women or dedicated to 3C women, and I think it's really good. But it's understanding that our hair, God created our hair so uniquely that there's a chance that one section of your hair is one type and in the middle of your head is another type. You may be a mixture of 2 to 3 different hair types. You know what I'm saying? And so trying to narrow yourself into one lane can be very, very frustrating. I have 2 different hair types in my hair. I don't have one across the board. Okay, but I have such a good idea that it helps me figure out, okay, what probably will work for me, what doesn't. Sometimes just be practical about it. Sometimes you have to go on YouTube and just say, okay, we have similar hair types. Now let me find out her porosity. So for me, I either go for the same person that has, I go for both. I look for people who have my hair porosity and my hair type. Okay, very rarely I may find somebody who does not have my hair type, but they do have my hair porosity, so they can help me in that area, right? But your hair porosity and your hair type will carry you throughout your natural hair care journey. That'll be what you think about every time you go buy your hair products. That's going to be what you think about every time you apply those products. That's going to be what you think about in each season as you change your regimen from products that you do for the cold months and what you do for the summer months. Okay, like I said to you guys before, all right, everything is a moisture game for us women and even men of color. It's all about maintaining moisture, okay? And so when it comes to the conversation of moisture, what is moisture? Now, this is gonna seem so elementary, but family, this is it, okay? Moisture for us is water. Water. You saw when I went over tools that we're talking about a water bottle or a spritzer or something, because that is the #1 source of moisture for our hair. And so even when we pick our products, you want in the ingredient sections one of the first 5 ingredients to be water. All of our products as naturals are water-based products. So if you are using a product, also another tip, if you look at the ingredient section, the order that is written is the order of the amount that is in it. So if the first or second ingredient or the 1st through 5th ingredient is not water and water is number 18 on the list, that means that it's very little water in it, but more of whatever those top words are, okay? And so you want, for your natural hair journey, you want to make sure that you have water-based products, okay? You don't want water to be number 17 on the list. That's the whole point. We want a product that's going to give our hair moisture. One thing I always say, as a natural, you should be wetting your hair every day. I didn't say drench your hair every day. I said wet it. I mean, take a little mister or spray bottle and just spritz it down and put your product in, okay? Refresh your hair on a regular basis. There's so many easy tricks to keep your hair refreshed. Take a water bottle, put a squirt of some conditioner in there, shake it up. Boom, you got a refresher. You don't have to soak your head with water, but listen, water is our friend. Our hair needs moisture, okay? And that is the source of it. It is water. Before all these other things that come up that do supply a portion or a way of moisture within your hair, but water is the number one thing. That's all I want to share with you in this video, okay? Anything else, we'll have to save it for another video because I want to keep it foundational. But moisture, think water. Your hair needs water. Your hair gets thirsty. Your hair gets dry. It needs moisture. And the last point is you have to create a regimen and you have to stick to it. Family, if you are doing that regimen 2 or 3 times and your hair ain't down your back yet, you still don't know if that regimen even works. You gotta find something and stick with it. It's a lot like exercise. If you're consistent with exercise, you'll see results, but you don't see results immediately. It takes time and patience, okay? And so your hair regimen, you have to be consistently doing it. Some of us, we only wear our natural hair out maybe a month out of the year, and then are upset that our natural hair is not growing the way that it should, because your natural hair has to breathe, number one. Number two, it's suffocating under wigs and weaves. There's nothing wrong with wigs and weaves, but you have to take out a portion of time to say, I'm gonna let my hair breathe for a little while, okay? And while your hair is breathing and you're caring for it, you're loving on it, before you put it underneath your wig or your weave that you're deep conditioning. If I don't give you any other advice in any of this video, family, you need to be deep conditioning every week. Do not skip a week. I don't care if you're sleepy. I don't care if you think it ain't that deep. I'm trying to tell you, your hair needs to be deep conditioned on a regular basis. Your hair needs to be deep conditioned on a regular basis. If you want your hair to get strong, if you want your hair to grow, you need to be deep conditioning every week. A new experience, I'm giving you knowledge that I've learned from professionals. Deep condition your hair every week. All right, family, thank you guys so much for watching. And do me a favor, become a part of the family. And hit that subscription box below, as well as hit that notification bell so that you don't miss an upload from me. If there's anything that you want to see me talk about that you can see was clearly within my niche and you want me to get on it, then go ahead and put that in the comment section of just your personal video request. Or you can contact me on my social media pages, which will be listed right after this clip. Or if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me, then visit my website at www.sgls.com. Love you guys. Talk soon.